It's draft week, 2 days before the NBA draft. And just looking at the mock draft. So obviously we'll talk about if we're going to keep the pick or not. I'm going to ask you guys again. I asked you last week, but we'll talk about that in the next segment. But all the mock drafts I've seen, they've kind of had us drafting the same kind of the same 5 guys. So the following guys that every kind of publication has us drafting was Wendell Moore, the wing from Duke, Dalen Terry, the wing from Arizona, Jaden Hardy, the guard from the G League Ignite, which we mentioned that Doc and Embiid were at his workout on Monday, Jalen Williams, guard from Santa Clara, and Blake Wesley, guard from Notre Dame. So I'm going to ask you guys here, put your GM caps on. If we're going to be drafting someone on Thursday night, and big if, who's the guy that you would realistically want us to draft in that 23rd position? Is it any of those guys or a certain guy you have in mind that you'd be looking to?
If we're going to those guys, I'll take the most talented and youngest player.
That's fair.
Smart.
I mean,
so even though we're trying, just a food for thought, devil's advocate, we've emphasized on this show too the need to win now, right? So you wouldn't want the most.
But the reason why I say that is because you look at those guys, right? Unless one comes in and he's just this dynamic athlete and he's such a knockdown shooter, are they going to really jump the wings that we have?
There's only really one wing to jump, isn't there? It's Matisse.
I'm just saying, you got Shake and Bert. I mean, are they really going to come in and be better than them?
Yeah. But when you go the younger project guy, we talked about the whole car losing value when you drive it off the lot.
Yeah.
Once you drive him off the lot, we're not going to get the pick, the trades we want for him anymore. But yeah, I definitely see your logic in that.
I'm just saying, like, if we're going to get a kid that's maybe 22 or 21 years old versus a kid that's 19, and the talent isn't that big of a gap. And the reason why I say that is because, like you said, everyone's high on Maxey, but a lot of people are high on Maxey also because of his age.
Yeah, that's true.
If Maxey was a 4-year guy, he's 23, 24, I don't think people would be as excited about it. But the fact that he come in, he's as young as he is, and he shows that jump, that shows more promise.
Yeah.
So I'm saying if we getting a player that no matter who it is, I don't see Doc really playing them that much.
Nope.
Then you go the Maxey route. Even though we stumbled on Maxey because the teams passed on him.
Yeah, we did.
But you go that route and try to see if you can find someone that can pair with him in the future.
Man, Maxey's like the unrealistic, like, romantic comedies where the guy like bumps his head and ends up running to the girl of his dreams. Isn't he? Like, we really did stumble on to Tyrese Maxey, and that was just a home run, man. I can't, so thankful for that. So I'm not a draft guru by any means. I went to a bunch of websites, picked out a couple of the more consistent intangibles for these players, the write-ups that I saw that had in common, and a few of the player comps. So Wendell Moore, he's 6'5", he's got a 7-foot wingspan, the largest gap between height and wingspan in the draft. They say he's a total 3-and-D-er, made major improvements his last year. Duke shot 41% in his junior season from 3. Shades of Josh Hart and Gary Harris. That's compliments of Kevin O'Connor from Ringer. Terry, Arizona, they say he'd be a top 10 pick in next year's class. So it threw a lot of scouts for a loop when he decided to come out anyway. So the third scoring option from Arizona didn't get as many looks as you'd want him to. Needs to improve his shooting, but brings energy and defense. Again, compliments of KOC from Ringer, shades of Iggy, and Will Barton. So that might be your guy, Eric. Hardy.
Don't put that on me now.
Hardy, the guard from the G League Ignite, top 10 pick before the season, but had a rough year in the G League, dropping him down a bit. I've heard he's Maxey-ish. Great offensive game, would be a swing for the fences type pick. He was also given a Dion Waiters, Bradley Beal, Cam Thomas, which is a weird combination of guys, actually. The Waiters and Bradley Beal thing, and then Cam Thomas. And then Williams from Santa Clara, 6'5", grew 4 inches in high school. So he played a lot of point at a smaller height. A great ball handler, good at pick and roll. Second highest standing vertical leap at the combine. Quick release, shot nearly 40% from 3. Can improve a lot on defense, but has great feel for the game in general and raises stock of the combine and overall just tested great. Shades of OG and TJ Warren, which is interesting considering what I just said about him. And then Wesley from Notre Dame. Some scouts call him more of a developmental pick. Others have raved about him, saying it's almost impossible to stay in front of him. He has cat-like quickness and ball handling, provides a lot of paint touches for him and other teammates. Good off ball, pretty good jumper, excels off the pick and roll. Known as a good defender, long reach, quick feet, able to stay in front of players, can guard 1 to 3 with a couple of years in the NBA. Shades of Jamal Crawford, Tyler Hero, and Bones Highland. So
and he's young, right? Is he young?
I want to say he is as well. This is, I think out of those guys, I think Terry is, because from what I read, not many people were expecting him to come out this year. It was a surprise.
Hardy's only 1 year removed from high school.
Yeah,
that's true too. Yeah. So I think the oldest guy is more. I think he stayed till junior, but if there's any other upperclassmen here, Wesley is 19.
Yeah.
So he's young.
I know who you're talking about. Yes.
So if I had to go high up, if we were picking right now, highest upside, it sounds like Hardy, because he had the top 10 pick as of last year. You know, he had the G League experience, which shot him down a bit. Based on write up and fit, for if we're talking about like a guy who can come in and like maybe produce for the team of what we need, I'd say more. He's the more NBA ready 3 and D.
Yeah, he's ready for it.
Yeah. He's more of like the
and being that Duke, you fit a role.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and he did follow that well. They said there's maybe questions about his confidence level, because he was never the guy at Duke.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to be his role in the NBA anyway. I think he knows his role already, and he'll play it well. Kind of like the Desmond Bane of this draft, just kind of NBA ready to go, ready to hit it. What his role is.
Yeah.
But yeah, all that being said, I don't think we keep it. So, but it's cool to talk about them, and there are a lot of guys that would fit. This draft is rich in wings and rich in shooting guards. So, that's what we need, wings. We need 3 and D type guys. So if we were going for that, this would be a good draft to dive in. But I think KOC reported a couple hours ago his report that we're trying with all of our might to trade 23 and Danny Green. So,
yeah. And like I said, I think the Christian Wood trade will help us with that, get us what we want.
You think so, right? I just drove up the value.
Yeah.
26 basically got Christian Wood. What does 23 get you?
Yeah.
Right?
Teja, you kind of already answered that, but last topic, as we head into the draft Thursday night, do you guys think we are going to keep it? And what would you do? Keep the pick or trade the pick?
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I would, if we can move the pick and Danny, I would trade it. I'm not certain you move it if you're moving multiple guys that are in your rotation.
So you want to trade it if it's just Danny and 23?
Yes.
So Matisse is off limits.
I wouldn't trade another rotation guy. I wouldn't.
I just wanted to ask you, Eric, because I know what this guy would do. So
we could. I wouldn't do it. I mean, you can, even if you draft a player, you can still trade him before you sign him. I believe you still can, right, Teja? Before you sign him.
I think you could trade him. Yeah, I think you could trade him once you pick. I don't think it becomes official until the free agency, NFL tamper period. So I think that's when it becomes official. Because I think what do you call it? Mavericks are in the same way. They can't trade it either. I think they have to wait as well.
Yeah, if it's, and it really just, but it also depends on what you're getting back. Like I say that, like I wouldn't trade another rotation player unless you're getting a starter.
Yeah.
Like who we're getting, it has to be a guy that we know he's a plug and play guy. He's going to start. He's going to fit that role.
So let me give you just a quick hypothetical as we've talked based on what we talked about this episode.
Yeah.
You read we give 23 Danny and Ferk for Brogdon.
Yes.
Even if I threw Shake in there too?
Yeah, because I don't necessarily consider them as full-time rotation players.
Yeah,
they were in your rotation, but full-time rotation players, I'm looking at really your top 7 guys that you know are going to play every single game. Not a guy that's sort of one time they play, one game they play, one game they don't play. The minutes are up or down. And for us, I think we really got like 6 guys, if you count Danny, 6, 7 guys that were like that. And that was it. We talked about the big guys. Like, we never really knew which one was going to play. We didn't come into the game knowing whether Burke or Shake was going to play. We didn't know.
Yes.
I'm talking about a guy was going to play. We had 6, 7 guys.
And if you can keep Matisse and bring on a guy like Brogdon, man, I don't think there's much more to do besides getting back up big with our whatever captain have exception.
That's why I like it from that standpoint. That's why I said you keep your rotation players and you're adding one, and then you can go address the big with a mid-level or something else. Then you're looking at 8, 9 guys that are really a part of your team to go win. And that's how I'm seeing it.
And I think Shake's totally expendable if you can get a guy like Brogdon because he can ball handle. So you wouldn't really lose a ball handler at that point.
Mm-hmm. And also depends how Jaden Springer kind of develops this offseason. We'll see him in the summer league in a few weeks, and he can definitely take on that role.
Yeah, that's true too.
No, they're going to have to take a look at him. So.